Time for the news. Some movie news, that is. So I decided that once a week, I'm going to share the big news that either I learned or that was revealed in that given week. I mean, between you and me, we get enough crap on the actual news.
Ain't it the truth? Ain't it the truth?
Which, yeah, it's important. But hey, to all my fellow nerds and movie lovers out there, this is the stuff we can get excited about. That was my excited impression. All right, so up first, Paramount is suing Warner Brothers. I've been curious about what was going on with Netflix buying Warner Brothers because I heard Paramount did a bid that was I think it was 30 billion more. And I was thinking, why hasn't Warner Bros. Accepted this? Apparently, Warner Bros. Didn't trust the financials and that they could actually back up that money. So Paramount is demanding financial transparency and is apparently trying to get its own board members to help block the Netflix deal. I don't know how that all works, but things are cranking up in the streaming world. As far as my thoughts go, I mean, in the end, I just want to get more DC movies. I want more Warner Bros. Media. I love Harry Potter. Game of Thrones is great. Looney Tunes. But if I had to pick, I don't know. I don't like the whole Netflix, yeah, we're going to release in theaters, but for 3 weeks. At least that's the last thing I heard. I don't want theaters to die out. I want them to have more than 3 weeks. If I know it's going to be in the theaters for 3 weeks, I'm going to ditch the theater and wait for streaming. So right now, I think I'm kind of going for Paramount. Paramount's brought me better movies in the past. Netflix is fine, but where are you guys at with this, though? Up next, we are getting a new Star Wars series. I know, some of you just turned off and you're like, more Star Wars? But this one I'm actually very excited about. It is a new Darthmaul series titled Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. Apparently set after the Clone Wars during the early stages of the Empire, and it's also got the same animation design as the Clone Wars. Speaking of which, I have not finished that show. I think I got into the 3rd season, but the first 2 seasons of the Clone Wars just felt very repetitive, but I heard it picks up and gets really good. In this series, we're going to see Darth Maul try to rebuild his crime syndicate, and we're going to see a lot of his strategic and ruthless side, which I'm hoping they don't just make him some super good redeemable character. I mean, sure, have some redeeming qualities like most people do, but make him a villain still. Make him intense. Make him scary. I was so let down that Solo never got a sequel. Say what you want about it. I thought it was a fun Star Wars movie, and I loved that we saw Darth Maul at the end. But that movie flopped so bad. A lot of my friends never saw it and had no idea Darth Maul was a part of it. And that leads us into our next news. Kathleen Kennedy has now officially stepped down. Did she step down or was she pushed out? I don't know. And Dave Filoni is now in charge of Star Wars. Now I hear a lot of people being excited. I hear some people saying he's overrated. I'm trying to remember everything he's done. I know he did The Mandalorian with... who's the guy that plays Happy in Avengers? My gosh. Can't remember. But either way, I'm not sure how to feel about this, so let me know in the comments. I'm not on the whole Disney ruined Star Wars train. Zach, how can you say that? Are you even a Star Wars fan? Yes, I am. I'm also not saying they elevated it and made it amazing. But Disney did bring us Rogue One. They did bring us the last season of the Clone Wars, which I haven't watched, but I've heard it's great. They brought us Andor. And although the 3rd trilogy was not great, I love the practical effects mixed with CGI and just seeing more Star Wars. So I'm hoping this is a good move with Dave Filoni taking over. And honestly, I hope they cut back the shows to a point. The animated shows seem great. That's fine. But cut back enough, just kind of like what Marvel's doing, to make things a little more quality. Because Obi-Wan, he had some great scenes, but it was just bad. Same with the Crapolite. Bet you never heard that. I honestly just kind of stopped watching most of them. All right, switching gears into another universe. Masters of the Universe trailer is out, and Jared Leto, which I think was announced a while ago, but I didn't realize it, he is going to play Skeletor. Now, there is a lot of Jared Leto hate out there. I mean, I can see it to a point. I do think some of it is very forced, and maybe there's things I don't know. Feel free to enlighten me. But I'm curious if this is going to kill the box office to the movie. I mean, look at Tron Ares. I thought this film was awesome. I really enjoyed it. It didn't quite make my top 10 for last year, but I really liked it as an addition to the Tron universe. And I thought Jared Leto did great as Ares. I mean, he doesn't have to do a lot of acting, but playing this serious AI that slowly learns. But the box office, I think it made 1/3 of what the budget was, if that. So a huge flop. And so many comments I've read online said, yeah, I wasn't going to watch it. Jared Leto was in it. He kills movies. So will he kill Masters of the Universe? I mean, my thoughts are you don't really see the guy's face. You see bone. I mean, it's Skeletor. I want this movie to succeed, but I am a little nervous. And while we're talking about godlike figures and super strong individuals, Kratos has now been cast. Yes, Kratos from God of War. If you didn't know, Amazon Prime is currently producing a God of War show, and they have cast Ryan Hurst as Kratos. For those of you who don't know, he's one of the main characters in Remember the Titans. He's also in... wow, I can't think of the name of that one. He's got long hair and a beard in that one. Anyways, look him up. What do you think? Do you think it's a good role? Honestly, when I first saw him, I was like, I don't really feel like he fits the part at all. But according to this, he has been well received in the community, with even voices like Christopher Judge, who was the original voice of Kratos in the games, expressing his support. Ryan is a big dude, he's got muscles, he's got a commanding voice. I'm willing to give him a shot. I am surprised it's well received though, just because people are so toxic when someone gets casted. Remember Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight? That's terrible! He's gonna be a terrible Joker! Ugh. Henry Cavill as Superman? He's not muscular enough! Robert Pattinson as the Batman? He's just a pretty boy! Can we just take a chill pill and just see the movie before we throw out so much hate, people? Or in this case, the show? Not that there's any hate for this one, apparently. Alright, so transferring to the world of superheroes. Apparently, Darkseid is going to make his debut in the new DC universe by James Gunn. If you don't know who Darkseid is, get educated, look into it. He was the Thanos before Thanos, but even stronger. I said it. He could kill Thanos, even if Thanos had the Infinity Stones. Well, I guess that's a deeper argument, but Darkseid stomps. The one thing I don't necessarily love about this is apparently Darkseid, well, I'll just read it. Darkseid is set to make his debut in the new DC universe through the animated series Mr. Miracle, which is part of James Gunn's vision for the DCU animation. So sure, on one side I'm like, this is really cool. I like how James Gunn is making canon animated shows that connect to the movies. But then I'm also worried because on one hand, I don't want them to make the mistake that Marvel made with having too much to follow. Because once you have too much, broader audiences go, I didn't watch this show, or I don't know what's going on because I didn't watch this one animated series. And then on the other hand, it's Darkseid, possibly the greatest threat Superman and the Justice League have ever faced, and his debut will be in animation. Feels kind of anticlimactic. But, as I said before, we should give things a shot. So James Gunn, you did go Superman. I'm trusting you. Alright, while we're in the superhero realm, have you guys heard about the rumors that Tobey Maguire is going to be in Avengers Doomsday? I guess this isn't news, it's just a rumor, but then again, I saw it on a lot of movie news websites. I am hoping this is legit. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. While I do think Andrew Garfield was more of a comic-accurate Spider-Man behind the suit, and Tom Holland is more just averagely better across the board, Tobey Maguire is classic. I love him in the original, and I would argue he's the strongest Spider-Man. I've heard a lot of theories. I'm hoping it starts out with like a scene of just Tobey Maguire and Doom just going at it. And that leads me to other news about Avengers Doomsday. Apparently Kevin Feige and others are saying this is the most intense action-packed superhero movie ever made. And apparently the first 10 minutes are going to blow us away. What could happen in that first 10 minutes? Is it going to show Dr. Doom killing all of the Kang variants? I kind of hope so. I don't want them just to be like, oh yeah, just write it off. I mean, yes, we're writing it off. Jonathan Majors is fired. But like, we saw a whole council of Kang, so I'd be okay if there's just a montage of Doom just wrecking them. Or another choice I love, Tobey Maguire's universe. He's fighting Dr. Doom. Somehow his universe gets destroyed. Either way, saying this is the most action-packed, visually awesome or whatever movie out of all of superhero movies. I mean, when I think of movies that have just great action, I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I can already see it. Man of Steel, I thought the action was incredible. Spider-Man 2. But I'd say my favorite is Avengers Infinity War. I feel like that was just where we reached peak action. The storytelling was great, but the action just kept going throughout. There wasn't like a big build-up to one moment of action. I'm getting hyped for this movie though, guys. I know there's a lot of hate going around, as with anything, but they've got me sold. Something else I didn't realize, I guess it's older news from December, but Dune 3, originally Dune Messiah, but now I guess it's called Dune Part 3, it finished filming in December. What? I didn't even know that was happening. I feel like Denis Villeneuve, you know, the director of Dune, I think he was just kind of messing with us. After Dune 2, he's like, yeah, you know, I might wait 10 years if we even make a third, but, you know, let everyone age a bit. It hasn't been 2 years since the last one came out, and they've already finished filming. And that surprises me because it's supposed to come out this year in December. That leaves 1 year for all the visual effects, which on one hand seems like plenty of time, but with how good these movies look, I'm just surprised how quickly they're moving. But I'm also really excited. And for those of you that have read the Dune books, I haven't read them, but I've browsed a little on the internet. I'm really curious how they're going to swing this movie, how much they're going to change, and how they're going to make it appeal to broader audiences. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great, but if you read the book, you know how it's different than what a lot of people might expect after watching the first two. Some other exciting news for all of you Mummy fans out there, there's a new Mummy movie coming. And no, I'm not talking about the horror movie that's a reboot or reimagining that's going to be just a crazy paranormal horror movie. I'm talking about the classic team, Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, apparently also John Hannah. Yes, Universal Pictures is working on a legacy sequel to the Mummy franchise. Apparently it's going to ignore Tom Cruise's The Mummy, thank goodness. No offense to Tom Cruise, but one of the worst movies I've seen from Tom Cruise. And it's even going to ignore The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Raider, which does have our classic team, but I don't even really remember that movie, so it's probably a good thing. Apparently the radio silence duo is bringing us The Mummy 4, and if you don't know who that is, yeah, neither did I. But apparently it's Matt Bettinelli, Open, and Tyler Gillette, or Gillette, I don't know. But I guess they are the ones that revitalized Scream and the Ready or Not franchises. So Brendan Fraser has described the project as forthcoming, and it's the movie he always dreamed of making. It's going to have adventure, humor, heart, and there are rumors that's going to take place in the 1950s or 60s and explore the Aztec side of mythology. And many of you might check out for this one, but I love animation. Apparently Zootopia 2, yes, Disney's newest movie, has officially become the highest grossing Hollywood animated movie of all time at $1.7 billion and still climbing. It surpassed the previous holder, also by Disney, which was Inside Out 2, which was $1.69 billion. That's crazy. So Disney holds the three biggest Hollywood animated movies with Zootopia 2, Inside Out, and Frozen 2 at $1.4 billion. That's just stupid money. And I get it to a point, but at the same time, Illumination has brought us some amazing movies. And DreamWorks, I mean, Puss in Boots, The Bad Guys, I feel like they're doing decent, yet they're making like a fifth to a tenth the money. I will say though, Zootopia 2 did rock. The only animated movie beating it worldwide that's not a Hollywood studio is Nazah 2. And for those of you that didn't see that, you should check it out. The animation, I'm surprised that a movie studio outside of America, not trying to sound rude, but made it look that good just because we haven't seen that a whole lot. I mean, yeah, there are some good movies from other countries, but usually Hollywood puts all the money in. It looks the best. So Nazah 2 was a nice surprise. Apparently Zootopia 2 also is the fastest animated film and fastest PG-rated movie to cross the $1 billion mark in just 17 days. Oh wait, one more thing. I forgot. Back to superheroes. Speaking of DC, the DC Elseworlds project, The Batman 2, has officially cast its Two-Face with Sebastian Stan. If you don't know who that is, the Winter Soldier from Marvel. I feel like more people will know who the Winter Soldier is at this point with how big Marvel is. But this is part of Matt Reeves' DC universe, and it's going to show the character's villainous transformation into Two-Face. So does that mean they're doing the Long Halloween? I never read the comics, but I love the Long Halloween story and the movies that they came out with, and it's pretty decent. So I'm curious how they're going to do it. I also heard talks that they're going to have Mr. Freeze. I don't know if that's true. But yeah, there's your movie news for the week. What are your thoughts? Anything big that I missed that I should know about? Oh, also, if you haven't seen Lobo, there's a picture of him up and actually a short clip that James Gunn released. Jason Momoa is born for that role. Anyways, thanks for joining me in the bathroom, the best place to get your movie news.